This paper deals with the Japanese entertainment industry, especially manga. I wanted to discuss this topic to make it clear that Japanese comics are not just simple comics aimed only at children, but a true political and cultural tool which reflects Japanese society and can reach out to deal with issues for children, teenagers, and also for adults, leading to the full representation of every type of readers. Manga is a true cultural phenomenon which has become famous in Japan and around the world thanks to its original graphic and unique narrative style. It is a true art form, which has always represented very specific historical moments. During the Sino-Japanese War and throughout World War II, it became an object of political propaganda, representing war and criticism of Japanese enemies, where the mangaka, the cartoonist, was forced to work for the regime. But at the time, it also became a symbol of entertainment for children, teens, and adults, an instrument to be able to escape from the cruelty of war. In the post-war period, manga became a symbol of revolution, of military ideology and Japanese nationalism, and later became a symbol of protest, provocation, innovation, where many stories, which criticized various aspects of Japanese society and politics, incited social and political change, even talking about issues considered taboo in the society of that time. Therefore, we can say that manga has always been a tool and outlined all those problems, discontents, and needs of the population. Moreover, we can say that manga is an art that differs significantly from Western comics, thanks to its particular reading cadence, in which a reader has to read the manga from right to left and not from left to right in order to understand the chronological order of events, but also thanks to innovative handwriting delineated by monochrome, that is the absence of color, and a particular style, which languages and movement techniques that are not found in any other art form. Japanese comics not only encapsulate the history and evolution of the rising sun, but also the culture of it, as within it, all phases of Japanese culture are represented, which means all those ideas, practicals, and beliefs that characterize it. Religious belief, funeral rites, and their view of death, in which each of us has a kami, a divine spirit trapped within us when we are alive, but which breaks free and returns strong when we are gone, a spirit that the family members of the dead must take care of, giving its gifts and food. They often talk about their view of grief, a silent grief, respectful of the grief of others, where in the face of painful and difficult situation, one must still have a strong spirit and accept every event in life with strength and serenity, despite the fact that in the manga many times we have protagonists who do not hide their suffering, as if somehow the others want to oppose this Japanese view of grief. Are also represented the importance of friendship, the art of cooking, the Japanese school system, and even their view of sex, which is a complex subject. In fact, in the manga, we find many sexual references, simply because for the Japanese, sex is not a taboo subject as it is for Italians, so it is an absolutely normal topic to deal with, without any shame. Manga, as well as anime, are real communicative media to talk about a grand number of topics. With this study, it can be understood how manga have an important value as they represented traumas, desires, feelings of children and adults, which in many other comics and books are not even mentioned, and therefore allow the audience to empathize with the story and feel less alone and why not more understood. Thanks to the globalization of anime, this art form arrived in Italy in mid-1960s, but which had its peak around the 90s, leading television entities and publishing houses to broadcast and publish the Japanese art form, which have fascinated first the youngest and then people of all ages, bringing the creation of communities and fears for fun, thus arriving at making manga a study element, making it an integral part of Italian pop culture. In fact, even many Italian institutional sectors, such as schools and libraries, have become more open to this innovative genre, as it fascinated many teens and is now identified as readings that should be taken into consideration and considered important just like teenage fantasy and horror. In conclusion, it can be said that manga has a narrative ability, an art of drawing, and an ability to convey emotion in such a captivating way that it's hard not to become passionate about this hard world full of color and emotion.